Hey everyone, welcome to The Word on the Street Is with Michael and Gabby, where we mention it all about your favorite Bravo celebrities and the shows they star in.
Hey, friends, we're very excited to have a repeat guest, and that is Paul, aka the real reality homosexual. Hey, Paul, welcome back.
Hi, you guys. How you doing?
Good, we're happy to have you back.
Well, I appreciate the invite. I'm excited to get the chisme rolling and talk through some current events in
Oh
Bravo and
my gosh.
Housewives.
We have a lot of current events going on in the Bravo verse and also some pretty exciting stuff pop culture wise that doesn't exactly pertain to celebrities. To Bravo celebrities. And one of the biggest bits of news that's come out, not Bravo related, is Britney Spears is pregnant. Really
Yay!
excited for her and her partner.
I am too. I think that uh yes, it's good. It's exciting. I wanted music. I wanted an album. I'm a
I know,
selfish. But
selfishly same, but
I
I
mean,
hope, for her mental health, I hope, she's doing well, and for the baby's sake as well, I hope, everything is better for her.
I thought she was talking about a food baby though. Like at first I didn't really believe it. I was like, wait a minute, with all the emojis and she was talking about it, she's eaten a lot. Like so I questioned it, but then I
Well, that makes sense. I mean, the caption was pretty chaotic, so it makes sense if you were confused by it. But
mhm.
it's very representative of like her having this life where she's not like being controlled by the conservatorship and her horrible father and like the family. And part of the conservatorship forced her to have an IUD, and that was one of the things she said. If anyone watched the Britney documentary on Netflix, she said like she really wanted to have a baby at this point in her life, but she was forbidden to under terms of the conservatorship. So
Which
just
is disgusting.
it's disgusting.
Yeah.
It
Which
is
is
so
disgusting.
disgusting.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like if you're a Britney fan, you've gone down the rabbit hole and some go farther. I couldn't go super far down the Britney rabbit hole because it just made me so like, ugh. But like, I don't know. I feel like good for her and I'm just
Mhm.
glad she's out of that bullshit.
Oh,
Yeah, me too.
I
totally.
just can't imagine it. I just can't imagine being trapped like that. Oh,
And for so long too.
I
Mhm.
know. Like I feel like there was so much she probably had to endure clearly just of what she said and I just wonder how she's still alive, honestly. Like I just don't know how anyone could be that strong to like deal with it. And
Yeah.
I still think re-recording stronger and doing a new video would be like the ultimate like to everybody. I think that'd be a good repeat 2.0 to do.
Yeah, I would be here for that.
Oh yeah.
Something else exciting, also not Bravo related, is that Selling Sunset premieres season 5 on April 22nd. So it's right around the corner. And what's really exciting about this is that I don't think it's confirmed yet, but there's rumors going around that this season's going to have a reunion.
Oh, they don't have reunions?
No, and
No.
that would really
I
be
don't watch
like,
it.
oh, Selling Sunset's great.
Don't
I
watch
love
it.
it.
Maybe I should check it out.
I don't know that it necessarily needs a reunion. Maybe that's an unpopular opinion, but I'm also not like a huge reunion person. So, and sometimes the show isn't always that much drama. Like it's a lot more gossiping than actual drama. So I don't actually think it needs one, but I would watch it.
I
Well,
didn't watch the show.
they're all so fabulous. Like I'm always saying in our stories, like Christine needs to be on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So like I feel like the fabulosity element that I'm obsessed with in the reunions, we would get that on Selling Sunset. They're always like talking about each other in the confessionals, watching it back, and then that starts new problems, and that all gets addressed in reunions. So I'm super excited for this reunion should it happen.
Okay. Well, I mean, maybe I should just start to binge it. You can binge anything.
Oh
And they're
yeah.
like 20-minute episodes. You can get through them pretty quick.
20-minute episodes, really?
Well, maybe like 30, but they're like pretty quick.
The first
Okay.
season episodes are shorter, but as the show goes on, the episodes get increasingly longer, I noticed. But I really like Selling Sunset. I like that it's a Netflix show. I mean, I wish it was Bravo, so it feels a little weird when I'm watching it. I feel like I'm like straying off my path, but I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
You have to let me know what you think, Paul.
I don't know about this new show. Love and Marriage DC with Monique. Like, I feel a little bitter at Monique because I feel like part of her leaving Potomac was like, I don't want to film a reality show, and then she turned around and filmed another reality show.
Yeah,
Like,
and she's saying too, like, this is the real me. And it's like, so were you faking when you were on Potomac?
right. Like, it's just not that I question who she is, and maybe I should, I just don't. I feel like it's just kind of like she's knocking Bravo for no reason. Unless there's a reason we don't know about. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge Monique fan, but I felt like she kind of got mistreated by production at times, like at the reunion when they're like, "Oh, we don't condone violence," and it was like aimed towards Monique.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
I
she
mean, I was
definitely-
Team Candace, but like that was like kind of messed up for them to do that.
The Beverly Hills trailer was released. The new season starts May 11th.
Mhm.
So excited. Paul, what are you most excited for this season after seeing that trailer?
Well, I'm really excited to see someone come for Sutton because I don't really like Sutton. I feel like Sutton just was meddling in her little business that she shouldn't have been with Erika last season. So it's time for someone to come for her. So I was excited that Diana's going to do that. I also am excited about Erika versus Garcelle because I am not a huge Garcelle fan.
Mm-hmm.
I tweeted out a couple days ago that I feel like she's a wallflower. She was for the
Oh.
first 2 seasons, and I feel like now she wants to get all crazy on Erika, and I just whatever.
Well, Paul, that's an excellent segue because it's been like all over my feed. I'm sure it's been all over yours too. But Erika on her Instagram stories posted that she was throwing away Garcelle's book in the trash can in response to the part of the trailer where Garcelle says, "Erika, you don't need me to make you look bad. You can do that all yourself."
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think that there's something to be said for throwing a book away. You're making a statement. She's obviously pissed about it.
Yeah.
I think that Garcelle is correct that it probably helps her book sales more than hurts her book sales. And so I think from that perspective, like the message is lost. But I do think that like, Erika can do whatever Erika's going to do. And I think that that's probably not the last that they're going to go back and forth. So,
no.
I mean, I can't wait to see social media this season.
Oh,
I'm not ready for it because it's just all the Erika haters and, whatever. My thing is like, if another housewife had thrown a book in the garbage, the fans would have been like, "Oh my God, that's iconic. That's so funny." But because Erika did it, it's trashy and it's disgusting and it's low class. But had Sonia thrown Leah's book in the trash, everyone would have been like, "Sonia's so funny. Sonia's so iconic." That's why I can't fucking stand the Bravo fan base sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, are y'all on Twitter?
No, that's like so toxic. I can't do that.
It is. It's really bad.
Fortunately, a lot of iconic tweets get posted on Instagram. So I feel like I still am like fairly in the loop. Like Erika was on a Twitter tirade last night and like she was like sending all of these like really funny messages back to people. And I saw all of those on Instagram, not Twitter. So
yeah. No, I mean Twitter is a hot mess.
Yeah, I can't do it. Especially Housewives Twitter. Oh no.
Dude, they are ruthless. I can't.
And they hide behind like
dog pictures.
Yeah, exactly. I can't do that.
Yeah. Well, before we jump into the episodes, I did want to say, and we're not covering this for the pod, but I am watching Below Deck Down Under, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Paul, are you watching that?
No.
Okay.
That's the one on Peacock, right?
It is, yeah. But I'm watching it on Hey You.
I have a best friend who loves Below Deck, and I just can't get into it. And like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I have a block against like these summer houses, and the Below Decks, like, I don't know why. It's Married to Medicine, Real Housewives for me.
Yeah. Well, judging like from what you've told me your taste is with Real Housewives and Bravo, I think you'll enjoy Selling Sunset more than you would Below Deck.
Okay, well then there you go. Then that's good feedback.
I have another question for you, Paul. It's actually not Bravo related. Are you watching The Kardashians on Hulu that just premiered?
No, but I may.
I was gonna say I hear a butt coming.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I watched them for a little bit, and then I stopped watching them, and then I got into Housewives. So I may stream a couple episodes. I just have such a preconceived notion about them, but I do feel like at this point, after watching so many Housewives and seeing the arcs that these women do, I feel like why can't the Kardashians do the same thing? So I feel like I should give them another chance.
You know
I don't
what
know.
I realized about the Kardashians? I always say that was one of the shows that like got me into reality TV, but it was kind of by default because I was always watching E and like the Kardashians were always
on. Yeah.
And like I've learned from like now what reading Not All Diamonds and Rose, a really great tactic they use, and they did this with Orange County to raise viewership, I mean, is constantly showing reruns. And I mean, it works.
Yeah.
Because that's what they do with Orange County, because when that first premiered, the ratings were terrible.
Oh God. Orange County is so far gone from its glory days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, how about we start
It'll
with
never go
Orange
back.
County then on that?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Let's start. We're going to start with the episode though from last week because we were in Palm Springs and we weren't covering everything last week the way we normally do. So we're going to be covering 2 episodes this week.
Okay, that's fine. Just drive the tour bus and I'll just ride along.
So they were in Aspen still last week. And
oh, that's right. Okay.
We had the like meltdown for Noella, like screaming on the side of the creek. And
which I've been there. I don't know about y'all, but I have been to that point in my life where I just needed to scream. Like,
and the emotions felt real. It felt really authentic.
Are you team Noella though, Michael?
Oh yeah.
See, me too. What about you, Gabby?
I love Noella.
Okay, good.
She likes Heather though.
I do like Heather too.
I do. Heather has a place on the show. I think that it's good she's back. I am not one that co-signs to like the Heather Dubrow is queen.
Yeah.
Thing. Especially after seeing Noella, like it was hard to judge social media before the show premiered and while it was happening. But I feel like, yeah, I think Noella is a formidable opponent to Heather Dubrow. And if Shannon is going to be in this role that she's in on the side, but still engaged, I feel like it's a dynamic that could move forward easily.
Yeah. I think we just need to get rid of some of the Heather minions, like Jen, Heather minion. Emily pointed it out. We had a track of Jen just agreeing to freaking everything that Heather says. I think Heather bribes Gina with her money. So by default, Gina's kind of a Heather minion. And then Emily and Gina are close. So I feel like Emily's more on that side. So I want to split that up a little bit, give Noella a friend, and then maybe we have a show.
So who would you take away out of the 3? Emily, Gina, or?
I would get rid of Jen for sure. And I would probably demote Emily, but in a perfect world.
Okay. I mean, I'm not that invested in Jen. So if she goes, that's fine. I do think that Emily was a pot stirrer though. So I feel like Emily was like a Whitney to me, if you will.
Yeah.
The way that she operated and kind of did the side thing, but was kind of involved still too and had a little bit of a storyline.
And she kind of annoyed me this episode where she was like flipping out about some Tatiana girl and was like, oh my God, I can't believe you don't remember who Tatiana is. Like,
yeah.
Gina was so annoying. And like Noella pointed out that she doesn't really enjoy hanging out with Gina all the time because Gina gets like so plastered.
Well, listen.
Which is fine, but
yeah, I mean, Gina can drink all she wants, and it is what it is. I just feel like you know what you're doing here. Like this whole thing is not surprising to anybody, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like we don't know that this is how you do it. I don't know. That's just my opinion. You know?
Okay, Teresa.
Yeah. I also thought this episode, the prank that Emily and Shannon did was really cringy with like because like Whitney did that and it was like dumb. I hate when they do like pranks like that.
I hate these cringy pranks. And it also reminded me too, Michael, in addition to what you just said about Whitney and all her dumb pranks, it reminded me of Brandy doing that too in Dallas during their
Oh my God, yeah.
And it was like, this is so like, it just is, it's not relevant. It's stupid. I'd rather see you like sitting around a table drinking wine, talking about your lives. Like, this isn't interesting to me.
And if you're going to prank someone, then go all out, like get like crazy makeup or like plan something out where you're really gonna scare someone. Don't just run out in a bear costume. Like,
Yeah.
it's dumb.
Yeah, that was so stupid.
Oh, well, on that note, should we move on to the finale?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just more dumb drama between Gina and Shannon. It's just that's been a continuation between them this whole season, and I wasn't interested in it. I was never like enthralled by these arguments that they're having. It's not interesting.
I feel like Gina's getting kind of a bad rap. Like, I feel like Gina
Yep.
also has a place in the show, but like she's in 5th place.
See,
Like-
she's the one who, if I could choose anyone to leave OC, it's Gina.
Okay, why?
Because she is the opposite of fabulous. And I hope I don't sound like a huge bee saying that. But like what really irked me was her joining the show, having a husband that couldn't be filmed. Like the blurred out photos and stuff, that doesn't work for me.
Okay, that's fair. That's totally fair.
And how she's just like, oh, Heather's so like fabulous, and I just want to like follow her and do whatever she says and act like I'm this poor little person. It's like, then you shouldn't be a real housewife. I'm not watching people who live in houses that I can afford.
True.
I mean, that yes, no, and your opinion is valid.
I'm
Feelings
watching
are valid.
houses like LVPs, like Cameron Westcott, like Bethany Frankel's apartments in Soho. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I didn't really care for Charisse, but I like Charisse's house.
Oh my God, her champagne room.
The
That
way that was a storyline for like a whole season. But back to OC, yeah, I thought this finale is pretty underwhelming. The whole season really was. It was also like the lowest rated episode of OC ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
Last
bad.
night's episode?
Yeah.
It did really bad. And you know who's going to have a field day with this is Kelly Dodd.
Oh
God, I know. It's like,
I wish people would stop talking about her so she'd stop showing up.
I know, like us right now. Let's just stop. And we also got the OC reunion trailer. It's only going to be 2 parts. Thank God. Also looks pretty underwhelming. So I don't know.
Listen, I would have been fine if they would have canceled OC after 15 seasons. And
yeah,
hear me out on this. I think that every city should stop at 15 seasons. Because I think that at a certain point, the show is searching for something it's never going to have, which is the glory days, right? Like Beverly Hills, like is so good still, but it's never going to be as good as it was like seasons 3 through 5 or 6 and 7. You know what I mean? Like it's just never going to be that again. And it was so good before.
I get what you're saying, but how can you live with the thought of Atlanta being canceled?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I view it as a chance for Bravo to expand the franchise to different places. I think Texarkana should have been billed as a Real Housewives of San Antonio, and I think that it still could be if they used a couple of the cast members. I think that could still be successful. I think Seattle was good. I think that should have happened. You know, I mean, they've casted a lot of places and it just doesn't work. It just.
Yeah. Should we move on to Jersey?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yes. We're going to start with the episode, The Horny Hungarians, which the whole episode really centered around Marge Sr.'s 75th birthday.
Yeah. Yeah. And this episode was kind of boring. We had Melissa, of course, using Antonia for her storyline. And I wrote this quote down. She's like, Antonia thinks if I breathe, I'm annoying. I'm like, well, yeah, you're like exploiting your daughter once again for a fucking storyline. Of course she thinks you're annoying.
Y'all feel that way?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Remember when she like cornered her in Envy and made her have the sex talk in front of the cameras? She does that shit to her all the time.
Yeah,
that was cringe for sure.
As a Melissa fan, I can't stand her interactions with Antonia. I always want to say Antonio. I can't stand her interactions with Antonia. And I always feel terrible for her because those interactions are like, they're so uncomfortable to have sometimes, like with your parents one-on-one, much less with like probably 3 grown men standing there in the room with cameras. I mean, it's just, I don't think it's nice for Melissa to do that.
Yeah, I can see that. I do believe though, this last scene of them in the gym, like where it felt like a mother-daughter like conversation to me. I don't know. I just don't view it that way. Some of it is cringe, yes, but this latest one I don't think was that bad.
I liked seeing Melissa more as a mom when they were little. It didn't feel as like forced. Now all of her interactions with the kids feel very forced.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that you say that, I mean, in that way, in that manner, I can see why you'd feel that way.
Like, she like gave Joey food. She's like, he's so cute. And I'm like, it feels so like cringe to me. I don't like it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like they're like using Tiki to like improve their son's like football careers and there's like,
oh, I would not put that past the Gorgas. And Joe is obsessed with status too. He loves that Tiki used to be in the NFL.
yeah.
You guys are funny. I just don't think like that about Joe Gorga. I don't know. Maybe I just don't care. I don't know. I mean, I don't really think I could take or leave Joe Gorga. I think if Melissa goes, Teresa is going to suffer.
Oh no.
I do.
I think Melissa could be demoted and have the same impact.
Okay.
It wouldn't change anything.
I guess that I'm thinking completely gone. If you're thinking like demoted to the friend of, then yes,
yeah,
that would work. But if she was completely gone, the dynamic would shift so massively because they've been together since season 3?
It would change, but Melissa's never really on the same side though.
No, they never have ever been 100% completely on the same page, except only exception I would say for that is when Teresa was in jail. I remember she even said Melissa and Joe really stepped up to like help out with the girls and stuff while I was away. So I feel like that is the only time they were ever really on the same page, was when it was all about the girls.
And when they were against Jacqueline and against Soggy.
I feel like Jersey we need a new intro. We need a little budget increase on Jersey.
Yeah.
And I think that
yes.
I don't know. I respect Teresa because she's an OG and she's been around and all this shit, right? But I feel like if she's not willing to let the chips fall where they may with production and filming, she knows how this works. She knows sometimes she's going to have that shit happen to her. She can't expect that she's off limits because of who she is. And I think that if she wants to be off limits because she doesn't want Louis to be subject to what's happening on the show, then she should go. That's how I feel. I feel like it's not sustainable from a cast perspective for her to continue to stay on the show and feel like she's untouchable because of who she is. If
Teresa goes, the show will flop. I will die on that hill.
Okay, so by your logic, and that's fine. If that's how you feel, then the show flops and it's over and we move on to somewhere else. These shows are not infinite. If Jersey's time to go is after this season, then it's Jersey's time to go. And maybe that's Bravo's decision.
Yeah.
If Teresa's gone, we're canceling the show.
I've always felt like Jersey would die with Teresa, and that's the only franchise that would happen for. Yeah. Because when she went to jail, they didn't film. The first episode they filmed again was Teresa coming home. Mm-hmm. The people are tuning in because I'm one of them. Like, I feel so connected to her family, like seeing them move out of their house and everything they've been through. I feel like the show has really revolved around Teresa and what's happened with her family. And so, yes, we can have new cast members and have that drama, but I'm always just going to have that connection to Teresa. And I think a lot of fans do feel that same way.
Yeah. And I think a lot of us feel pretty emotional whenever they do the flashbacks to Teresa's father,
Yes.
aka Nono. And you know what? That's why I hate when people say, oh, all reality TV is scripted. I mean, this is real family love and emotions, and we've like witnessed it for years now. So I definitely like randomly will feel like a tear roll down my cheek when I see the flashbacks to Nono.
Yeah. I
And
think that Teresa deserves respect for what she's given to the show.
yeah.
100%.
And I'm not saying she's right. Like she's a lot of the time she's wrong.
Yeah.
I will always be on her side, but I can still say, yeah, she's wrong. I mean, yeah, I don't think that, I mean, what she did to Jackie is pretty similar to what's happening to her now. Do I feel like Marge has good intentions? No. Do I think she's a gossiper? Absolutely. But yeah, it
But
is part
she's
of the
driving the
show.
storyline.
She is.
Yeah,
But where's her storyline though? Like besides Teresa, because I haven't seen any personal scenes from her.
So, okay. Go, Gabby.
No, I was where is all the stuff about Margaret's business? That's always something like I've always liked about Margaret is like hearing about her as a businesswoman and like seeing the behind the scenes stuff for all the stuff she does. And like she had that really fun launch party with a collab that she did. And we haven't been seeing any of that.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. I think that everyone has a role, and I feel like Marge's role this season is to be the one.
Teresa down. Yeah. No, and I'm like, I get it. Like I'm not one of those fans like fire Teresa or fire Marge. Like she's part of the show. She's contributing. I respect that. It's just like, that's the only thing she has done is like talk about Teresa. Like when she had that lunch with her mom, the whole time she talked about Teresa or Jennifer. It's like, I haven't seen her like at home, like there's no like personal things going on. So that's the only thing that kind of bugs me there. We're like, okay, I hate Melissa's storyline, but at least she's like got something going on, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's all fair. It's all fair.
Yeah. And Teresa, Teresa's never been one of my favorite housewives, although I've always felt she's essential for the show. Teresa's never been one of those people who feels like they have to plan their storyline because she's kind of like Alexia from Miami in that way.
Yes.
There's always something going on that that would be happening whether the cameras are rolling or not. So I feel like she's probably one of the few housewives they don't have to sit down with every year to be like, what do you have going on? Because it's like there's always something going on and it's very public.
Mm-hmm. Totally. You're right.
Well, should we move on to the Nashville trip then?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So this episode is Nightmare in Nash Vegas, which I thought was kind of funny. And Melissa just being really cringe in a different way this episode, pretending to not know where Nashville is. I was like, really, Melissa? You were like trying to become a teacher and you're pretending you don't know where in the US Nashville is? Girl, bye. Look at me quoting Michael.
And you didn't say she was trying to become a good teacher.
And one of my favorite Real Housewives, nonetheless. I have like really, really been I've really been pissed off by Melissa these last 2 episodes. Like she's really like rivaling like being my favorite Jersey housewife. I don't know she's going to be much longer. That's where I'm at right now. That's how annoying she's been these last 2 episodes. And her reunion look wasn't great. Like she is just not like really getting a lot of Gabby brownie points right now.
See, I thought her reunion dress was beautiful. That slit down the middle, I couldn't wear.
I like a sparkly jumpsuit on Melissa. Sue me.
No, I mean, she does sparkly jumpsuit really well. I just feel like that was a nice little touch. I don't know. Melissa Gorga does not irritate me the way she irritates other people. I'm sure like Heather Gay for me is like some people's Melissa Gorga.
Yeah, I think it's similar. Like I don't feel like Melissa adds anything, and I haven't felt that way for a long time.
Oh, well, I disagree with that. I feel like it's only very recently. I feel like she hasn't been adding much, and whenever she's around, it's cringe, especially if it's like a personal scene that's not with the other women.
Yeah.
So, because I really do feel like Melissa used to bring a great component with her rivalry with Teresa, but also like I liked her at home scenes with her kids, her like, her filming her music career. Like I liked seeing that. I'm sorry.
I liked that Melissa a lot more
Yeah,
than
I like
now.
that. Matt Melissa felt a lot more authentic. Now I just feel like
Yeah.
she's very fame hungry. She wants to stay on the show at all costs, and she just wants to be J-Lo.
Yeah.
Don't be fooled by the rocks that she's not got.
So this episode was the huge blowout we've all been waiting for between Marge and Teresa, where Teresa threw all the glasses and everything at Marge. And my favorite part about that was the meme that someone made where it was like, if Teresa makes this face run. And it's like always that like split second where she's like, and then like just goes like ballistic.
You can tell the wheels they're turning
Yeah.
so fast and then they all like combust.
And then all of a sudden it's just like, yeah, it's bad.
For those of you that aren't watching this, like Michael's face when he was telling that story, like was so filled with joy. Like,
Yeah, he really
I
was.
love when that Teresa comes out.
It's scary. It means a table's going to be flipped, a glass is going to be thrown.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
that is like not good behavior.
No.
All right,
For
Marge,
anybody.
like Marge does any better.
I enjoy Marge.
Same.
But she does the same shit. How is
I
she going to
guess-
say that that's disgusting when she's thrown wine and pushed people? Like, it's the same thing.
Fair. So we are going to wrap up this week's episode, and we are so happy that we got to have Paul back for a second time. Like it was such a pleasure. Paul, if you could share with our listeners your social media channels, that would be awesome.
Yes, I'm on Instagram at Real Reality Homosexual and on Twitter, the cesspool of negativity at Real Reality Homo. So it was a pleasure to be here. I always enjoy talking to y'all.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it's been fun chatting.
It's been so fun. The laughs are like definitely flowing when the three of us are together, and so are the tangents, that's for sure.
Yes.
We need to have you back for Beverly Hills because you're one of the only like fellow Erika lovers. So
Yes,
yeah.
I am.
And
Team
I'm also,
Erika.
I want to hear your opinion on the newbies this season because we have a new friend of and a new full-time cast member on Beverly Hills.
yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning in to episode 72 of The Word on the Street Is. We will see you for the next episode.